I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting any air in them, taking any air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect when I show up.
I can't hold on to football. It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Introducing Mike Cash Collins and Scott Stag Simpson as the Fantasy Millionaires.
Here we go. It's time for the Fantasy Millionaires to float, giving you what you need and maybe help your beard to grow. Oh no, it's Monday night. We broadcast live again from the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Stacks and stacks of Scott Simpson. Tell me how you're doing.
You know, it sounds kind of sad, but I'm doing great because I didn't get to work on my deck today. We talked last week about how my dad had come over, taken over my life. Well, the whole week I was under his tutelage, and today it rained. I've never been happier to wake up to rain and a day off of work. And I just got to hang out. I just got to chill, just relax. I got to have a day off. So my day was perfect, man. I just focused on fantasy football. I tucked into what we were going to do in the show today. I just chilled. How about you, man? How's your day going so far?
Good day. Went to CrossFit. So they're getting rid of masks now everywhere, which I am personally a big fan of. I freaking hate wearing masks. So we went out Sunday, and I asked the guy in the parking lot. We went to Wegmans as a family before we were heading over to Mimi and Papaw's, and I was like, "Hey, man, can I wear a mask?" And he was like, "Nah, you don't." And I was like, "Oh." But you know what's so funny? I don't know how it is in Montgomery County, but in Frederick, it's like nobody knows yet. So I went into Wegmans with the family, and we're all just demasked, and we were just getting a lot of weird looks, you know, like a lot of people were giving us the old stink eye, you know? Yeah, right.
Oh,
but
no.
well, I think people are like, huh, what are those? Are those you know, are those anti-vaxxers over there? Like, who are those guys? You know, there was other people. We weren't like the only ones. But today I took my son to school and had to stop by CVS on the way home. Went in there, said, "Hey, man, can I wear a mask?" He was like, "No, you don't." And it's great because I just have my little daughter with me, and it's like, I can just hold her hand and we can walk around the store, and yeah. It's a brave new world we're entering into, man. We're gonna start seeing our faces again. It's nuts.
It is nuts. And, you know, I'm happy for you and your family and your daughter that you've gotten a chance to kind of get back into the real world. I have not gotten a chance to do that. They've not changed I don't think the rules down here in Montgomery County just yet. I don't think that when they do, it is going to be a change for everybody because we've been so insulated in this thought process, which has been good. It's been there to help us make sure we're all safe. But now we're going back to reality, which is not something we're used to for the last 16 months or so, or I guess, 14 months. It's been a wild time. So I'm excited for you and your family. And it sounds great. Just getting to be normal again and just live our regular lives as people in America. I know in Montgomery County, over 50% of the residents are vaccinated, which is awesome. Yeah. Please do get vaccinated. I don't care which side of the political party you're on. I don't care what, your deep beliefs in anything. I just want everyone to be safe and everyone to be able to kind of go back to doing themselves and be free again and to enjoy themselves. Yeah. So the sooner we can all get vaxxed and be back, I am so excited. It's supposed to be like a turnt summer, I'm really excited. I saw SNL. They were talking the most turnt summer ever. They're making jokes about how, last year it was just a disaster summer. And this year we just have an opportunity to just have an awesome kick-ass summer, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the summer of 2021. It's already starting off good. We're going to be, you and I are going to be starting in less than 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We're going to be in Austin, Texas. Shout out Austin. And we're going to be celebrating a bachelor party for one of my boys. He's finally getting married after 40 years on this planet. And so I'm excited just to go down there and be with people. My guy Sal Vetri is down in Austin. He said to come check him out, go have a couple beers with him while we're down there. So we might have to go and invite Sal Vetri to come out and see Roy Woods with us or whatever we're going to do down there. So it's opening up. I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to work in the fall and get back with the kids and get teaching again. And, just kind of, it's been a bad time stuck at home for everybody. And I'm excited that, you're out and about. We went golfing last week. You, me, and Denny, no masks. We're just
it's weird not wearing the mask though. Like, let's all just be honest about it. I was ahead of the CDC in proclaiming let's use masks. I posted something on Facebook saying, hey, look, this does help. But personally, as someone who wears glasses, I can't stand wearing it. And I lost my good mask. Like, I had a good CrossFit mask that was like a little bit loose and, like it fit my face good. And I lost it on my anniversary. And so I've been having to use my wife's mask, and they're so tight on my face that it's like they're like pulling my ears forward. And then on top of that, no matter if I'm whatever mask I'm wearing, the way it ventilates is it goes up and I just get foggy glasses. So I have to take the glasses off and then I can't see. And then with this super tight mask, I'm claustrophobic. Like I don't suffer from claustrophobia, but I start feeling claustrophobic. Like I start feeling like I'm going to hyperventilate and I'm like, I got to get out of this door so I can take a breath. So I am so excited to, that we're getting to the other side. And it's like, you can just, like, I went into CrossFit and I was like, hey, we doing masks? They're like, we're not doing masks. And it's like, yes. And I already had that experience where I went in there before and it was weird because that place always used to give me the heebie-jeebies. Like, it's just like, feel like it's COVID central anytime I go in there, and it's like, that was a new thing, realizing that, hey, I have the vaccine. I don't need to worry about that. And now it's like the next evolution. Like we're demasking, as a society.
Well, someone, tried to shake my hand today and I just gave them the, I'm not going to shake hands. My new rule and my old rule for shaking hands in society was I didn't really shake your hand unless I wanted to. And so I shook Denny's hand last week, because that was somebody I wanted to shake, but I'm still going to be reticent in shaking hands. I don't like touching people in general. And there was a meme today that just made me laugh. And it just said, it was like a girl shaking someone's hand. And it just said, every hand you touched has held a dick pretty much, so guy or girl. I mean, if you're shaking a guy's hand, it's held a dick. If you're shaking
mine, it has. It probably has earlier in the day. So.
Right. I mean, there's just it happens. I understand how we all live our lives. It's
right.
But it's just one of those things where you're like, yeah, I forgot how gross everybody still is, and I'll shake one or two people's close friends' hands, and then after that, I'll fist bump, elbow bump, head nod, what's up, any kind of greeting. Dap it up maybe with a little back fist in, but hand touching hand is going to be kind of gone for me, personally.
No, that's why I like the fist bump. You knuckle real quick. You're not going to get any weird flavor saver on your fingers. It's just a nice, quick little, knuckle bumper.
Bing, bada, boom. No, I like it. So we have some things to get into, and we're going to do this show. It's going to be more NFL. For all the friends last week who was like, hey, it's just, a good show, but a show about nothing, golfing, hanging out, chilling with dads. We're getting into the NFL today. First thing I want to talk about was, I didn't know if you had seen this. It's not a big story, but it's just Bill Belichick being Bill Belichick. And I mean, I for one like it. I'm not against it at all. I think it's kind of cute, So did you see what Mac Jones's new number is? He got his new number today. Have you seen it?
No.
No, he's number 50. So
wow.
Here's quarterback Mac Jones, and Bill Belichick's got him in a number 50. And
Wow.
that guy's just undefeated when it comes to the mind games, when it comes to, most quarterbacks drafted in the first round right now, for example, Justin Fields, they're probably showing him his amazing locker. They're probably explaining to him where all his amazing cleats and how they're embroidered. And Bill Belichick's out here like, give him the number 50, Sal. And so I think it was funny. I love it. Bill Belichick's still the GOAT. And he puts people right at ease by letting them know he's the GOAT. No questions asked. Number 50, your backup quarterback for sure to start the season. Not that there was a question about him starting, but now we can just kind of see how Bill's operating. So I thought that was interesting.
Is that really going to be his number? He's going to be number 50, or is this just mind games? He's not going to be number 50, right?
No. I think this is some mind game stuff. Honestly, I it really is. I think Bill Belichick likes to let everybody know who wears the pants up there. Who is in charge of the show. Not that we needed to know. We do know it's him, but this kind of stuff is just high-class trolling from Bill. I just said Bill Belichick strikes again. So not trying to highlight my tweet as much as the fact that, this is what really happened over at Pat's camp. So I love it. I think it's great. I think it's interesting. And it's a little segue into football. But that's not the main story we're going to talk about. You hit me to the Julio Jones news. And man, it's been all over the place. What's up with Julio, man? What is going on right now?
Yeah, that you must have logged off Twitter for the 20 minutes today that you missed this, and I got to inform you of it. I was shocked that you hadn't seen this on your timeline yet, because it was just everywhere. I mean, I can't believe this. So we're going to watch the actual video of Julio Jones. Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed makes a phone call live on air, and it sure seems like Julio Jones is unaware that he is on national television just chopping it up with Shannon Sharpe. So let's listen.
We call it? Okay, we're calling.
You watching, Julio?
I really hope he answers here.
Julio, have the guts to pick up the phone.
What's happening?
Yeah.
All right.
Julio. Hold on. Put you on. Can you hear me?
I got you. This is your favorite uncle. What's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much. About to go meet up with my brother. What's happening with you?
Man, look. You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
You
He's
out?
out. He's out of there.
Are you going to... Ideally,
right now, I want to win.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll go to Dallas. If you go to... You ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
Nah, man, listen, come on, man. You already know I know.
Okay.
Can you remind him we're on television
Ask
right
him
now?
why we wore the Dallas.
Listen. You know how people is, man, with all that going on with the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all that stuff like that.
Okay.
Man, I ain't never been on that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's good enough. Julio, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling me back. We on air, but I appreciate you calling me, dog. You know I know my nephew was gonna pick up.
Oh yeah, nah, yeah. I ain't going to Dallas, man. I never thought about going to Dallas.
Okay. I appreciate that, bro. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Now he might not have any choice.
I told you about that.
I love that Shannon Sharpe still just about that family and about that I told you so at the end. It's like, I told you my nephew would answer the phone, not realizing he just put his business on blast in front of the whole nation. And, I saw people kind of calling for Shannon Sharpe being unprofessional. I mean, if your uncle is Shannon Sharpe and he's on a national show called Undisputed, it's Undisputed. The show. I think Julio.
He's not really his uncle.
No, I know, but he's not his uncle, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's his. He has a a paternal type relationship in football terms. It's his football uncle, and
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I'm sure that he's got to work with him over the years or had a relationship. He's not just, a guy calling in randomly to Julio. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he should be in trouble for any of it. I think it's just honesty. And I think that Julio Jones sees the writing on the wall with Calvin Ridley, with Kyle Pitts. You know, he is not he's not dumb. Obviously, he sees what's going on and he's unhappy about it. And I would be too if I was Julio Jones, one of the maybe top 10 wide receivers of all time. And so this is kind of him being upset, and he's being honest and frank about it. He says, I'm out of there. That's not the biggest story ever, by the way, but it turned into that in the first, like you said, 20 minutes before I found out. I logged off for like 20 minutes to like help my kids do something and like do some chores. And then next thing you know, Shannon Sharpe's breaking the internet.
Yeah, and that is one of the weirdest phone calls I've ever heard. It's just weird. It was awkward. I honestly wonder if anyone has thrown out there yet that this is staged, that they tried to make it look like it was on air. And it was sort of accidental, but that they had talked before, and he said, "Hey, man, I'm going to put you on the show today, so we can just continue to like heat up this market for him." I don't know if I'm the first person to come up with this conspiracy theory on it, but I kind of think I just can't see Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless doing that to a player without them having first had some sort of conference about it. But it sure
I kind of agree with you. And
well, it seemed real.
I also think either it's real and authentic, and there's not any, just him saying, yeah, I'm not going to be with that anymore. I think what you heard in there in the talk, in the conversation, if you parse it, I've heard it a few times now. He was getting at and alluding to the picture of Julio Jones wearing a Dallas Cowboys sweatshirt that came out recently. And he's just like, hey, are you on, you're not going to Dallas, are you? You're wearing that shirt, basically. Are you on that tip? And he's like, nah, I never been about that, man. I just had that shirt on. And he's like, okay. I see. The only thing that makes me kind of think it's real is the way that I think Shannon Sharpe realized that Julio did not realize that he was on, and he was saying, and he was being frank. And then, he mentions her on the show, and then Julio's like, all right, yeah. I mean, I never was about Dallas, just being honest. Still, he's like, all right, I see him on live. I'm still gonna keep talking though. And then I think Shannon Sharpe is just kind of like, okay, all right, man. Well, thanks, man. We're gonna go. I think he felt guilty then, and that was human nature. Because I think if it was staged, I think they would have stayed on longer. I think they would have kept talking a little bit more. Maybe that's
yes. I'm not. I don't know. I have no idea. Like I just thought of that. Like that's just something I thought of. But the thing that makes me think it's not staged is they did a good job making it look like it wasn't staged. And then you hear that the co-host, the female co-host in the background be like, hey, let him know he's on air. Like it's pretty smooth fake if that's what they were trying to do too. So they sure.
Yeah. I mean, they're a professional broadcast organization. Like you said, they have the capability to go, hey, we're going to call you, pretend like it's real. We're not pretending it's real, but just, hey, we're going to call you, go with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think the big question is, did Julio know he's on air or not? I think that either way, if he knew he was on air and he said those things, then it was not staged, but it was at least like he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? There's a purpose behind it, I think.
Either way, all of this is just to build a market for him. So whether it was real or fake, that's what's happening right now. There is open discussion so that a market can be built for him. And
I agree. And let's explore that market, because I have an article up here by my friend Jeremy Layton over at the New York Post. Big fan of Jeremy's. He had me on his podcast earlier, and I think it was March. Shout out, Jeremy. He has an article over there. Check it out, called Julio Jones Trade Scenarios. Where could the star land? So before we get into him, though, I just want to ask you, off the top of your head, because this show's about us, not him, but I kind of want to get his thoughts after. You want to get somebody bounce off some thoughts and see if we're in the same vein or if we're totally off. Where would you like to see Julio Jones land? I have my spots, my few spots. What are you thinking about Julio, and what would you like to see happen if he's not going to be in Atlanta anymore?
Yeah. I don't remember when we talked about this, but I think I mentioned on the show a while ago that my favorite place would be to see him go to Green Bay and then Aaron Rodgers to return to Green Bay, and they would win the Super Bowl. And whatever I sort of think about Aaron Rodgers, at the end of the day, I would like to see him win another Super Bowl. I was rooting for him to win the Super Bowl this year. I like Patrick Mahomes a lot too, so that was the matchup I wanted to see. So if I'm just saying where would I like to see, I would say Green Bay, but the most likely place I think is what you have pulled up right here. I honestly think why wouldn't Bill Belichick go ahead and bring in somebody like, a team last year that went 7-9. If you brought in Julio Jones, and even if he plays half the season, they'll win all the games that he plays in. I mean, it's such an advantage for that offense to have somebody of his caliber. I mean, to me, that's why I would love to see him go to Aaron Rodgers. He's 32 years old, but I still think that guy, if he played with Aaron Rodgers, he would do what Devontae Adams does. Like, there's no reason why he's not. He might. I can see him struggling with health, but that's it. Like, he's just older, so like maybe he's going to get dinged up a little bit more. But when he is on the field, he is still going to be Julio Jones. The fall off hasn't happened yet. I mean, it's happening with injuries, but speed, strength, hands, intelligence, none of that is gone.
Yeah, all those intangibles that make Julio Jones are still there. So let's talk about it. New England is the top betting favorite, I believe. And according to betonline.ag, so he's the favorite. What do you think about Cam Newton with Julio? How would that match up? I mean, people have kind of criticized Cam, not the most accurate of passers. Someone did a gift today or a tweet today. They had that Molotov cocktail throwing person who runs out, and then they throw their Molotov cocktail about 10 feet and it just falls on the ground. And they said Cam Newton throwing to Julio. I thought it was pretty funny. But then you got Mac Jones on the horizon too. You got Julio there for a couple years. You got Mac Jones to Jones. The Jones and Jones connection. How do you see that?
Hadn't even thought of that. Hadn't even thought of the Jones to Jones connection. That's cool.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw something funny too. It was like I don't even know what it was, but it was the same joke. It looked like a high school football player. It was like Julio and Cam at their first OTAs, and the high schooler like dropped back, and then he just threw the ball like right into the ground, like it just went like 5 feet, like it just went blunk. So yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what Cam Newton is this year. Again, that's why I wouldn't pick it as my favorite choice. But to me, it doesn't matter where he goes. He's gonna be Julio Jones when he's on the field. So, Cam Newton he's gonna make those kind of passes from time to time, but poor Cam Newton last year. I mean, seriously, that was the worst trio of wide receivers in the league. So they actually have, Nelson Aguilar now, and if you brought in Julio Jones, man, that's very, intriguing.
Formidable becomes more of a word used wherever Julio Jones is, because he has been, so formidable, not in the end zone per se, but between the 10s or the 20s, he has just been rock solid. And so we mixed it up today. In lieu of this, I wanted to get a little hype going about Julio because, I like to do that. And so I first put out a nice tweet that just had a picture of a skinny dog or like a fluffy dog, and then a dog that's wet. And obviously it's shrunken because it's little, it's got a lot of poofy fur. And so I just said, who's the fantasy football player? And then people, threw out their players. And I said, I did not choose violence. I did not say who's the analyst. And then I said, we all make mistakes. We all are, fallible. Like my friend, I tagged you. Speaking of Julio, I agree. I'm not gonna just say I capitulate to your argument. But Julio Jones last year was nicked up. And I think, though, for me, when I was thinking of picking Calvin Ridley, surpassing him, that was embedded in that injury risk. Also, just how he had performed over the last couple of years, and his foot injuries. Foot injuries are hard to overcome, and they lead to leg injuries and to other muscle injuries. And so,
he had hamstring issues too. But hey, I'll give you your flowers, Sir Stacks. I mean, Calvin Ridley is the truth. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I am still personally of the opinion that Julio Jones, as a wide receiver, is probably top 3 in the league right now. Just with what he can do if he's not injured. But man, I don't know. I mean, Calvin Ridley really is right. He's right there. I mean, in our leagues, in the VFFs, I think he finished. I've got it pulled up. 5th.
Yeah. Well, Calvin Ridley has 10 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, and 9 touchdowns. That's the kind of stuff you want. Julio Jones does not have that. And it's a different position they play. They play different roles in the offense. Julio Jones is your possession, over the middle, slant, bust up. And your guy Calvin Ridley is the over-the-top guy. He's the guy down the sidelines. He is the guy they designed red zone plays for, to sneak out and go around and crossing routes and go across the whole formation and sneak to the back corner of the end zone. And then Matt Ryan just does a play fake and the rollout. And he just waits and he pops it over like the linebacker and right near the safety. They know what they're doing. They don't have those for Julio because Julio gets double covered, and then they get it just to Calvin Ridley. So I'm disappointed because I really dreamed of a super team with Julio, Kyle Pitts, and then Calvin Ridley. And they're just taking it all away from me right now with Julio, going on and saying he's out of there, he's gone, it's over. I'll tell you one place I do not want to see him go. I would just be appalled at it before I say what place I do want to see him go. And Jeremy actually has the team on here. It's the Baltimore Ravens. It says, the Baltimore Ravens haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since 2016 when Mike Wallace was in Baltimore. And he was being thrown to by Joe Flacco, by the way, who liked to air it out. This is just a moot point, by the way, because they're not going to have a 1,000-yard receiver. And if Julio goes there, Matthew Berry asked, where do you not want to see Julio go? I said Baltimore. That would be terrible for fans.
Yeah, that's a perfect. That would be last on my list, just because they're so run heavy and his talents would be wasted. I mean, to me, Baltimore is right there. You just want to think about what are the worst quarterbacks? I mean, that's who you don't want to see him with is quarterbacks that suck.
Yes. I love Tennessee. Jeremy has Tennessee on the list. I think Tennessee's a great place. Josh Reynolds as a 2, it makes A.J. Brown just so much better as a 1 because you got to feed him because it's Josh Reynolds. So Julio is a number 2 to A.J. Brown. We've had DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know how A.J. Brown feels, Rondale Moore feels, but Nuke, Nuck, whatever they call him. He put out that he wants Julio to come over there with them over in Arizona. So, I mean, that is it would be lit. I love Green Bay, as you've said as well. And so I don't know, there's a number of teams that would just get me excited where Julio would be instantly fantasy, not equivalent because he's a little bit different there in Atlanta, but just really relevant and be in that same tier. So
If I was the Green Bay Packers, and I know we're going to get into them a little bit on the other side of the break, I would be trying to get Julio Jones as a peace offering. Hey, you want to win the Super Bowl? We have Devontae Adams and Julio Jones on our team now. Come back. Aaron, please come back.
Well, you know what? And that's a great tease, because what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 minutes of commercial breaks, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be the second part of the show here. I'm looking around for my first oh, here it is. All right. The first commercial before we go to commercials is for my best friend in the industry who's not sitting with me podcasting right now, Bo McBig Time. He's a killer bee, man. I love this guy. His hot box, it is a gourmet small ball. It is small. I can't even read now. A small batch hot sauce. It is my favorite. This is my last bottle, Mike. I need to buy more because I'm just saving these. Each order I get, I save a bottle from Bo as a vintage keepsake. From each one, it's like a series number. So this is from the very first big, huge box I ever got. I'm not going to open it until like, Armageddon times. So we'll get y'all some bigtimeflavorco.com. I love Bo. Go check him out. And then also go to Viridian Global. Get yourself some merch, man. Mike's rocking his hat. I'm looking beautiful in my hair. My wife told me I was attractive today. We went on a date. She told me I was attractive. I made a joke. We'll get into that later. So I'm keeping myself pure and beautiful for the people. I also got to say, in lieu of my daughter, we're fighting the battle against cancer over here. So my wife got me some cool duds, and I keep it real. So we're going to be back. We are on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Thank you for checking out myself. I'm Nimble W Numbers. This is my partner in crime, my man. I'm Stax. He is the Ralph Macho on Twitter. His name is Mike in real life. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes, folks. Here we go.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Cold Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you share goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com, or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC, annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network, LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit him online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
The woo got something that I know that everybody want to hear, because I know I've been waiting to hear.
Now, back to the Fantasy Millionaires.
Word.
Welcome back, everybody. We are the Fantasy Millionaires. I forgot to do one thing before we get back into Aaron Rodgers, which we're going to do, which I love. Do please go and check out Underdog Fantasy right now. They have a great promotion. If you sign up, you're a new user, you put in $25, they're going to give you a free $25. So you want to be able to deposit and you get a free matching deposit. I love that. Jump in there, do code name Nimble. They've got Best Ball Mania 2 right now. It's a chance to win $1 million. That's $1,000,001 at the end too. $1,000,001. You put the and at the decimal place for the math nerds. It's not and $1. It's $1,000,001. You can win in this best ball tournament. I've got 5 or 6 bullets, and I'm going to put a few more in by the end of the time. The tournament is live, so please go sign up now over at Underdog. It's lit. We play every single day. Me and Mike are in the mean streets. Check us out. Check out Code Nimble. Come over there. Put that in. Tell me you want to play with me. I'm Nimble W Numbers on Twitter. I'll play with you in any of your tournaments. Tag me. I'll tag you. We'll become best friends. We love to chop it up in the best ball streets. $3, $5, whatever it is. It is worth the fun that you get from doing it. And I know Mike loves doing it as well. So I had to say that. So I'm going to let you lead.
I'm on the clock right now. I'm on the clock in one of our drafts too, by the way.
I was going to say, I just drafted right in front of you in one of our slow drafts. You can do either option, which I like personally. I'm a fan of the slow drafts. The way the fast drafts work, they take about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how active the people are in your draft. And you need to kind of just sit tight, get tucked in. You get 30 seconds. It goes by pretty quick. If you're on the turn, you got to queue your friends up so you know where you're going to be jumping in with the different players you want on your squad. And then you draft, and it lasts about, like I said, 45 minutes. If you're doing a slow draft, it can last days. You know, how many hours you got? Like 5 hours left to draft or something?
I got 9.5 hours, so I gotta think about this next pick because I have Tom Brady as my quarterback, so I want to have another quarterback.
You got to be judicious. You got to be judicious. Yes, you do.
My team's pretty bomb, though. By the way.
Well, your team is pretty bomb. I like your team a lot. So let's jump in from there to what we are really excited about. We want to tell everybody here, not that we're biased or unbiased or we're football fans. We're the Fantasy Millionaires, man. Like, we love this stuff. And we don't hate anybody, but we love Aaron Rodgers. There's just something about him that myself, Stacks, my partner Cash both really like, we really vibe with, we really enjoy. So we want to just explain that. Not that we're biased, but we're at least.
I think you love him more. You love him more than I do. I can't deny. I like greatness, and he's epically great. He also gets on my nerves a little bit. So I think you're a tier ahead in your.
I see him as like a younger brother. I'm not his older brother, but I look at him I'm 42. He's not, I'm not a champion, of course, but I'm an older brother in a family. I've had strife with my family. I understand a little bit about his situation. I've kind of read up on it, and I don't think it's great. I wouldn't say I'm on his side or his parents' side. I would say I'm for both of them reconciling and having a good relationship. But I love what he does on the football field, and I can respect the mentality that he has to bring himself to that level of greatness. And so I can understand where he would rub people the wrong way and not always get along with people. And I'm not saying I love that about him, but I do love parts of him. I'm going to pull up a story. This is a cool thing. This is over here on this is from Tom Pelissaro over on the NFL Network, and I'm going to retweet and then I'm going to play the tweet. And I think it's already playing, but we're going to start it again. And what I like about this is just, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers right now. He did not report for OTAs. We didn't think he was going to report for OTAs. It's not a big surprise, right? But this is something I think that is a little. I tweet this out. It says context. It says Aaron Rodgers' absence from Packers OTAs is unsurprising for multiple reasons. Long before the NFLPA's move for a boycott, Rodgers argued during CBA talks last year for the elimination of all offseason activities prior to August 1. Owners said no. So Aaron didn't even really like this stuff anyway, so not a big surprise.
But it's the first one he's ever missed?
It is.
He's never missed one.
He's never missed one. I wanted to give that as well. It's just, but that's some context. So let's kind of tuck in and see what Tom has to say here about this.
Lindsay, let's start with the quarterbacks. First one is Aaron Rodgers, who, no surprise, was not present for the start of OTAs amidst his ongoing standoff with the Packers. Rodgers wants, among other things, control and security over his future. Sides have not agreed to a new contract. Multiple teams have called about a trade going back to before the draft, but General Manager Brian Gutekunst has said publicly, we're not trading Aaron Rodgers. Even if none of this were going on, Rodgers' attendance at these OTAs would have been a question mark. The NFLPA, of course, encouraging veterans to consider boycotting OTAs if coaches don't agree to certain changes. And last year, during collective bargaining with NFL owners, Rodgers was a strong proponent of abolishing all offseason activities prior to August 1st each year. Owners said no to that. Packers OTAs going on. Jordan Love getting his first opportunity to take the first team reps. Meanwhile,
So, yeah, I mean, that just gives us a little bit of context.
Call that dude up and say, what do you want for us to do for you? You want Julio? We'll get you Julio. Like, give that guy whatever he wants. I can't believe that we're at this standoff. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, right. Well, there's a lot of things that Gutekunst, is that how you pronounce his last name? That he has done that is angered and upset. You know, our friend here, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. So what I want to talk about is kind of today is what we think is going to happen with this situation, and we'll kind of go down that rabbit hole, and then we will eventually get to the what if he is traded. Who do we think he is traded to? I mean, I know that they've come out and said he's not going to be traded, but there are still odds in Vegas. We're going to introduce those odds. You know, I got them on the screen now for those who are a little ahead of the game. So how do you see this playing out? Because there's not an easy road to victory, even though I think you proposed one. I don't think we go down that road. I think it's going to be a rocky road and not a lit summer for the Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
It's not going to be a white boy summer for the
no a white boy summer for the
So this segment is now going to be called As the Aaron Rodgers World Turns, because I'm sure we're going to be continuing to discuss the developing standoff at the OK Green Bay Corral that has just continued to develop. Here's when you dig in and you start looking at numbers as far as money. Okay, this move right here, right there it is. This move right here, him not going to OTAs, could cost him $500,000.
Yeah,
so
it's $500,000 right off the break. That's a firm dance. I mean, that's a dig in right there.
I don't think it's definite though. So it's like it's like a weird. I came across that information too, and it seems like it's discretionary by the organization. So I'm sure if they get him to come back, they're like, "Hey, man, don't worry." But he's made something like $240 million or something like that in his career. A lot of money. Yeah. So he doesn't have to sweat that too much. But the next one is minicamp. And that is, that's like June something, right? This is, so this story
June 7th, I believe, June 7th through the 10th, and it's going to be mandatory.
It is mandatory.
You have to go to it, and if you don't go to it, I think it's a $50,000 fine. I don't know if it's per day or if it is.
Yes, it's
tiered. 200,000 maybe or something.
Yeah, no, it's something like he stands to lose 90,000. Okay.
Yeah, I think each day he's at a camp, it's about 30 grand too. Later, if he sits at a camp, right?
Right. So then it starts getting bigger and bigger as the season approaches and he doesn't sign up or doesn't show up. So the thing that really is going to be interesting is, well, he has made a lot of money, but he's not guaranteed any more money.
Yeah.
So if he decides to retire, then he's out of the game of football, and I believe I saw. So he would make 15 million this year. So that's 45 million. That's 3 more years that he would get. And then it's like something like a $30 million signing bonus that they would be able to potentially win back through arbitration or lawsuit or whatever. But he stands to lose like $75 million here. So let's say he's made 240. I don't remember the exact number, but you're talking about like a third of what you've made in your whole career or something like that. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. I know that there's posturing and this is sports, but
what if Jeopardy signs him to a 5-year, $150 million deal, and he's like, I don't care. I'm
I don't
Jeopardy.
think they pay that much.
Okay.
No, I don't think they pay. I think there's nowhere in the world that he's going to make this kind of money. He's going to make 75 million, or I guess he would only make 45 million, but he would lose 30.
The potential.
So he stands to lose 75 million, which, yeah, people can say that's not a lot for somebody who's made 240 million, but
it's not ideal. I can say that right now.
Start figuring taxes and all that stuff. It's not 240 million. It's like 120 million. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's good. He's good, and he can do whatever he wants. But the whole thing that's odd is that he's saying he wants some bigger, longer contract. It's not that doesn't make sense. The thing that makes sense is he needs. I honestly, when I was thinking about this, I honestly think he saw Tom Brady, and that really pissed him off. Like, not only did Tom Brady beat him, but Tom Brady went into Tampa Bay and just became like, this is I am the captain now. You see, I am the captain. We are going to get this person, that person, and that's what Aaron Rodgers really wants to be able to do, and that's why he wants to go to another team, because he's going to go to another team and be Tom Brady. Like, if that does happen, any team he goes to has a shot at the Super Bowl. He's going to bring in so much talent.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. I think it's a great segue. We have up now some of the Vegas odds of if he were to be traded. Here is where they're leaning. We've heard a lot of this before the draft, when the story broke during the draft, which kind of, it didn't need to break during the draft. It wasn't draft worthy, but we did find out that, well, I guess it kind of was. The Denver Broncos were vehemently pursuing. They really want a trade, and it's a cross conference, which I like. It's not in the division or in the NFC at all. Broncos are at plus 220. That's pretty good. That's pretty good odds that not to win money, but just that the Broncos are the front runners. What do you think about him going to the Broncos?
So I remember when we did discuss this on our previous segment of As the Aaron Rodgers World Turns, Mark Schlereth had indicated that he had talked about it on a podcast, that he had gotten some sort of text that said the Broncos were front runners, or no, he had come across that information, said that on the podcast, and then Aaron Rodgers texted him. I believe that was the story.
Yeah.
And so and I'm just going off memory, but what he was saying is that this source is like as solid as it gets. So I think Denver Broncos is. That's the one I'd bet on. That's the one I'd bet on.
Yeah. What do you think about the weapons that he would go into? Because you talked about Aaron Rodgers bringing people with him. There you got Cortland Sutton coming out off his ACL. You have Jerry Jeudy, another year in. Hamler in the slot. You've got Noah Fant. You've got Javonte Williams there now. They've got quite a crew they've assembled. A lot of offensive talent there. Would that be a place that you think automatically they become, vying for supremacy. I mean, I would be surprised, honestly. Aaron Rodgers is going into the division of Patrick Mahomes. That is ballsy. Talk about building a super team. He's going into the AFC West to take on the AFC West champion last 2 years. That's quite the move.
I mean, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is scared of anybody. I think he would certainly do that. And everyone was like, "Why'd you pick Patrick Surtain?" And well, this was already being worked on at that time. So, I think that would be an awesome team for him to go to. Personally, I want to see him go back to the Green Bay Packers. That's the best team for him. There's not a better situation than that team. And then if you got somebody nice as a wide receiver too, if you got Julio, I'm going to go place my bet right now on the Green Bay Packers. No. I'm going to lay down dollars.
I think the Packers honestly need to fire Gutekunst. I think that's what they have to do. That to me is what is the thing that Aaron Rodgers does not is kind of keeping him. He doesn't want to work with that man anymore. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like what he did with Jordan Love. He doesn't like that he didn't communicate or tell him. And Gutekunst has come out and said that as much. He said, if I learned anything from my experience last year is I did not communicate effectively with Aaron. I didn't really involve him in the process of drafting. And so, I mean, he didn't do that this year either. You know what I mean? So I don't think that he is long for this world. If I was the Packers brass, I would get rid of him. He means nothing to that organization long term. He's just a suit. He's just another person. He's not a golden child. He's no one special. Get rid of him. Make Aaron Rodgers happy. I think it's all you need to do, and then he would come back. I honestly think that. I don't think you need to even get him another wide receiver. I think you need to fire Gutekunst, and that would get him back in the saddle, and that'd be a good faith omen, and probably he would be more, willing. There'd be more. I guess just good faith between the organization and him. But that's just my thought.
Yeah. This is actually really making me. I never thought about it before. Think about the Michael Jordan situation in The Last Dance and Jerry Krause being this, horrible GM that actually broke apart, the greatest team of all time. I mean, a dynasty 2-3-peat basketball team, and I never thought about it before. I never really.
That was his nickname. Aaron Rodgers nicknamed him.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did say that. I forgot about that. So I didn't think of this. It was in my head.
He's a big meanie. That's my favorite part. Everybody was just like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is a meanie behind everybody's back." He calls him Krause. I was like, really? That's all he does? He just calls him Krause? Like, I would have said a lot more mean stuff behind his back than just that. Like, what? That shows restraint. Way to go. Hey, Ron.
You just love Aaron Rodgers too. He can do no wrong, and you're both doing.
No, he can. He can do wrong. He can make mistakes. He can.
This is a mistake. I mean, this is a mistake. Unless it's not. Unless, to me, if this compels them, to get rid of the GM, that's a great idea. That's a great idea to solve this Aaron Rodgers quagmire that we are currently dealing with. Everyone is holding their breath here. Fire the GM and get some primo weapons for that guy. So he has to come back. So he's just compelled. It's like he's already in a situation where that is if Ryan Fitzpatrick went to that team, they would be a good team. Like, it's a good team. So if you bring back Aaron Rodgers and then you get another weapon for him to throw the ball to, whoo-wee. I think he'd break the touchdown record if Julio Jones was on that team. If Julio Jones was healthy all season, I think he'd have like 58 touchdowns. It would just be insane.
I agree, and I like that. I don't like any of these other teams that are on the closer list, like the Vegas Raiders. Am I into them?
Nope.
Cleveland Browns, no. San Francisco, no. I do like the Saints down here. I know they're cap strapped and not in the best situation, but man, you know, Sean Payton there, that is juicy.
I love that.
There, that is the one I want to see him go to if he goes out of Green Bay. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. I grew up with you in the 80s, and free agency was a new thing. I'm not one of those old timers that has to have it a certain way, but there is something romantic Cal Ripken-esque about somebody who starts and ends their career with the same team and who's beloved in the community, and they're just this is who they are. And there's something weird about Michael Jordan in a Wizards jersey. There's just something weird about it, you know. And so I would
pay $100 too to see him go. I would give up more. I would pay a lot of money to see him go to the New England Patriots just for the reality TV show that it would be to see how him and Belichick could coexist. I kind of think they couldn't, you know, but maybe they could, and then it would be like super geniuses, you know.
Yeah. That would be funny. That would be funny. Well, speaking of funny, let's go to 3 tweets. And so, where are you at? Do you want to start with the first?
Yeah, we can go to me. This is just this is just our boys. This is Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura on their podcast, and I don't even need to set this up. This is just them on their podcast. Check it out.
All right. Let's check it out here.
Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid. You're drinking Kool-Aid to start your day? Really?
It's so good.
What kind?
Red. Kool-Aid is fucking awesome. It really is awesome.
Red.
It's watered down. It's not too bad.
Red.
You really drinking
Ice
Kool-Aid?
cold. It's ice cold. Yeah.
You are drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You're drinking a fucking 64 ounce.
I'm 64. I've got that. I've got that here in water. That's hilarious.
Good for that guy. He drinks a lot of water.
He's crying. Tom Segura is dying.
You know how like you don't realize how different you are until someone points it out. Get a sip of Kool-Aid.
Hold on. So look at Tom's face at the beginning. He goes, "Gotta get a sip of Kool-Aid."
Kool-Aid.
He goes, "Kool-Aid."
Yeah. He's like, "What did you say? You drink Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid to start your day?
You're drinking Kool-Aid to start your day?
Yeah. Why do you watch me be normal about it?
Red. Kool-Aid.
Red. That's my favorite. He goes red.
Yeah.
He's drinking red. Oh man, I think you're gonna win. I just think it. You know that is.
All right, I'm gonna send you my second one.
Okay, hold on. That's hilarious. I'm gonna show you mine. I think I put it in here because, you know, sometimes I do put it in. Okay. And sometimes I do not. Oh yeah, here it is. It is in here. Okay, so before I'm going to set this tweet up by just letting you know, I'm not. My goal is never just to like get political. You know, 'cause that's not my goal. I'm not trying to alienate anybody. But something was recently brought to my attention that 53% of Republicans believe that Trump is the president. Like they think he's the president. So this is just a funny TikTok tweet that I saw where, you know, you got a little guy doing a little back and forth about what's going on right now, and it tickled my fancy. So I think you guys will enjoy. So here we go.
Sorry to burst your bubble, Snowflake, but Trump's the actual president, and you're all going to see that very soon. Until then, I hope you enjoy your $6 a gallon gas from Daddy Biden.
How is Biden changing gas prices?
That he implements.
Right, yeah, but if Biden's not president, then he can't be implementing policies, right?
What? You just said that Biden's not president, that Trump's acting president. So wouldn't it be
Trump's policies that would be changing the gas price?
Whoa. What'd you just do to me? Unless isn't president and he actually did lose the election and now he's just
wandering
Making the room
around
spin here.
Mar-a-Lago, giving
I don't
speeches
feel
like
okay.
some sad hack, how he used to be somebody, but that couldn't drain the swamp. Could it?
Bro, that's pretty strong. I don't know who won. That's a good one. I have a great. Well, it's a good second one. It's not like all-star, but if you want me to do it, I'll do it. But that one, that tickled my funny bone right there.
I just love that our guy was drinking red Kool-Aid. I think you win. This guy was funny though, and
Yeah, that's strong. It's very close. I'm just gonna do it because I have a good second one. So
I love when he goes, "All lives matter," and then he passes out. You know,
Yeah.
He's like, that's perfect. Here's the thing.
I heard somebody say real quick that there was something with like the gun salute that wasn't at the right time, and therefore Donald Trump is still president. I mean, there is a lot of weird stuff in that world. If you want to go,
they're looking for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you want to go exploring, you can find all sorts of weird stuff.
Spelunking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get yourself on that dark web and get
man.
yourself some sort of weird encoding app, and you can.
Hey, I hear the first thing you do on the dark web, just to make sure everyone knows you're legit, is you put your credit card out there. You know what I mean? So do that. This is your boy Joey Molinaro, who I love this guy.
So this is called baseball live reads.
Live reads. Okay, here we go.
These are baseball live reads. So this is an announcer at a baseball game.
Diaz at the plate. Last time up, went over the left field wall, and that's tonight's New Amsterdam shot of the night. New Amsterdam vodka. Pour your soul out, especially if you're facing Diaz as of late.
Pour your soul
Count is full.
out.
Just like you will be after ordering your latest box of HelloFresh. HelloFresh. Easier than ever. 3-2. And the pitch. You walked him. Guys will walk his way to first base. And guys, if you're having trouble getting off first base, maybe try heading to your local Adam and Eve shop. Adam and Eve, the world's #1 adult toy store. Now, pitching coach Tommy Ross will make a trip to the mound. Looking to take a trip yourself? Well, do we have the place for you? Book your next stay at Airbnb. Airbnb, belong anywhere. Wish we would have hopped on that last night. Was your mattress mine? Diaz at the plate.
Anywhere. I love it, man. He's so funny. He crushes it.
He does.
Very cool, man. All this. By the way, I gotta say, I tweeted out earlier. I saw that there was a show today. I think that Tom Segura was not on with our guy Bert Kreischer. Instead, it was Steve O. And then Steve O. Bert Kreischer showed him his penis. He said, "Do you want to see my penis?" And he said, "I really, really do." And then they're like, "Don't do it." And he's like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." And then they showed it, but not on YouTube. They just but he did, and it's just hilarity. These guys are just so funny. So do check out Tom Segura, all those guys. We appreciate them. Also, cool stuff. Mike and I are going to get to go see Andrew Schultz on tour in a couple weeks. That is going to be outstanding. I can't wait. Or a couple months. That's going to be outstanding. I cannot wait to go see live comedy again. Then we're really back.
Yeah.
You can go see live comedy because that's one of the funnest things to see. And that's one of the things that
it's my favorite thing in the whole world to do is to see stand-up comedians.
Yeah, you and I. We do it. That's what we do. You and I go see stand-up. We've seen Joe Rogan. We've seen so many. We've seen Patrice O'Neill. We've seen Big J. Okerson. We've seen Sebastian Maniscalco, Frank Caliendo, Bill Burr. Who am I leaving off here? Because there's just so many amazing people we've seen. You've seen Anthony Jeselnik,
Tom Segura,
Ari Shaffir. We've seen just a bunch of people. We get down. I get to meet Tom Segura.
Bert Kreischer. We saw our last show was Bert Kreischer.
Last live show was Bert Kreischer. Yeah, so we've gotten to live it up and go see a lot of shows. And our next show back being Andrew Schultz is just going to be spectacular. That guy's so witty, fresh, edgy, And I like his perspective. He calls out any and everybody, even himself too. So that's going to be great. Any last words over here? I got to make sure you go check out Hotbox over at the bigtimeflavorcode.com, please. My man Bo, Viridian Global, get all your merch. I'm rocking out my hat right here. You got your hat on. Anything else we're missing besides pumping?
Tune in next week. We don't know if it's next week, but sooner or later we're going to talk aliens on the Fantasy Millionaires. So that could be Memorial Day Monday next Monday. We might be talking aliens. We don't know.
I like that. That sounds really good. It's a nice little touchdown to Earth segment. And this week for me, check me out on this Thursday for the FF Hot Stove over on Twitter. I have the man, the myth, the legend, the David Bowie, the owning of all libs, Mr. C.D. Carter himself is coming on. Denny on the show, the FF Hot Stove this week. I'm so excited about Denny. And then that's on Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then Friday at 11 on Chalk Block, me and Bo and Jordan have on the man, Perception himself, Mr. Matt Harmon. So we've just got a kick-ass show. And then on Monday, our show will be, normal time, 10 o'clock. I think at 8 p.m. before our show, Bo McBig Time, my guy, David Mendelson, they have on Field Yates on their show with Steffi Smalls. It's a show all about eating. They did the McDonald's challenge last week, or yesterday, I think it was yesterday, started the week today, and they ate 2 Big Macs, 3 large fries, 2 drinks, a bunch of chicken tenders. It was terrible. It looked like they were going to die. And Phil Yates is like, hey, I want to come on your show. So I love it, man. It's just such a great time to be around so many amazing people that we get to work with and know. And I'm excited. So please do check all that out. Go do yourself a favor and download the Best Ball. It's a hot Best Ball summer, folks. The Underdog Fantasy app is for you. You want to get in there, code name Nimble. Put your code in there. Play with me. You deposit right now. They'll give you a free $25. You can use that to play Pick'em, which you can use it to play Rivals. They've got NBA contests going for the playoffs. Do check everything out over there in Underdog Fantasy. I love them. Mike loves them. Bo loves them. Jordan loves them. We all love Underdog. My man Andrew, shout out him as well. I think that's it. I think that's all the shout outs. I think that's all.
Sounds good to me, bro. Sounds good to me. Another beautiful Fantasy Millionaire show in the books.
I love it, man. And it's always a great pleasure to see you, my best friend, to talk with you and to mix it up. Fantasy season is coming hot and heavy, man. We got into it today. It was all football. We didn't even talk about Quintez Cephas and his crazy girlfriend who's making up stories. Yeah. We'll get to that next time. We didn't get into
Might be aliens and Quintez Cephas next week. We'll see. You got to tune in to find out. We don't know.
Yeah, it's called a tease, folks. It's called a weekly tease. So please do check us out. Love you all. And we are on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Peace and love.
Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Cold Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.